All right, guys, let's get you through these problems. See how well you could have done on them, and this is what tomorrow's test will look like, so check your answers. Let's start with level 1. I know y is equal to negative 7x, so I can plug in negative 7x for y equals 9x plus 32. I'm going to move the 9x over here and make it negative 9x. The only hard part about this problem was probably this step. When you have 7 people on the negative team and 9 more people on the negative team, now you have negative 16. You have 16 people on the negative team. So negative 16x equals 32. Divide by negative 16. Now when I divide, it gets rid of them. X equals 16 goes into 32 2 times. I've got the 1 negative there, so negative 2. And then to figure out what y is, I have to use this x and plug it in for this x. So y equals negative 7 times negative 2. Y equals positive 14. Okay, for the second one, y is the same thing as negative 4x, so I can plug it in for the other y. So for this one, I'm going to plug it in and say negative 4x equals negative 2x plus 18. When I move this negative 2x over to get with the other one, it's positive 2x. Now I have 4 people on the negative team, 2 people on the positive team, which means the negative team is going to win by 2 people. So negative 2x equals 18. I divide by negative 2. X equals 9, and I have the 1 negative, so it's negative 9. So I'm going to use this equation. It's really simple. And I say y equals negative 4 times, and now I know x is negative 9. So y equals positive 36. Okay, let's see, back to this one. Y is 4x, so I can plug it in for this y, and I get 4x equals 6x plus 10. I'm going to subtract 6x and move it over there and make it negative 6x. 4x is on the positive, 6x on the negative team, so that means the negative team is winning by 2 people. Equals 10, divide by negative 2. X equals negative 5. If I want to plug that back in up here, then y equals 4 times negative 5. So y equals negative 20. All right, next level. All right, level 2. The only thing of difference in these ones is you're going to have to multiply. So we know y is the same thing as negative 9x. So I'm going to take out the y and make it negative 9x. So I have negative 8x minus 6 times negative 9x. So we have to do that negative 6 because we still have a negative 6 right there. So we have equals 46. So we have negative 8x, and then negative 6 times negative 9x is positive 54x. Remember, it's negative 6 times a negative equals 46. We have 54 people on the positive x team, 8 people on the negative, so the positives win by 46 people, so 46x equals 46. Lucky for us, divide by 46. X equals 1, so I can use that to plug in up here. So y equals negative 9 times 1. Y equals negative 9. Okay, number 5, let's see. Y equals negative x. Y equals negative x. So I'm going to take out y and plug in negative x. So it's 10x plus 5 times negative x equals negative 50. So I have to get rid of those parentheses because I plugged in a negative. So 10x positive 5 times negative x is negative 5x. So it's 10x minus 5x equals negative 50. 10x minus 5x is 5x equals negative 50. I divide by 5. X equals negative 10. All right, so I use that and plug it in here. This is kind of cool. I like these ones. Where y equals negative x, but x is already a negative, so y equals negative, and for x, I'm plugging in negative 10, we can't remember that the negative comes down. So now we have like negative, negative. This is something you'll always see. If you see like y equals the negative of the x, it just means they're opposites. So x is negative, which means y is negative, negative, meaning y is positive 10. Okay, number 6. Let's see. Y is the same thing as negative 5x, so we're going to take out this y and plug in negative 5x. So 9x plus 3 times, and that y is equal to negative 5x, equals negative 30. We have to do our distribution first, so 9x plus positive 3 times negative 5. Remember, we always put the sign with the 3 to know if we're multiplying by a negative or positive. So positive 3 times negative 5x, oops, I shouldn't have wrote plus, is minus 15x, equals negative 30. So I have 9 people fighting for the positive x team, 15 people fighting for the negative team. So that means the negative team is going to win by 6 people. So negative 6x equals negative 30. Divide by negative 6. X equals 30 divided by 6 is 5. And I see 2 negatives, so it's a positive. All right, so x is positive 5. And I can plug that into right here. So y equals negative 5x. I wrote it backwards. It's negative 5x equals y, but the same thing. So we're going to plug in our answer for 5 in for right there. Y equals negative 5 times 5. Y equals negative 25. Cool. All right, level 3s. Level 3s. These ones just get a little harder because you're going to have to plug in and multiply by 2 things. So 10 times, and we know what x is. X is negative 3y plus 10. So 10 times negative 3y plus 10 plus 7y equals negative 38. So I plugged that in for x, but we still got to multiply by positive 10. Positive 10 times negative 3y is negative 30y. Positive 10 times positive 10 is plus 100. And then the rest I'm going to copy. Plus 7y equals negative 38. Let's see. Negative 30y and positive 7y means the negative y's win by 23 people. So negative 23y. I'm going to subtract 100 over to this side. I probably did that messy, but 38 people on the negative team, 100 more people on the negative teams means now we have 138 people on the negative team. So we have negative 23y equals a negative 138. I'm going to divide by negative 23. Negative 23. And I'm guessing that that is 6. So we have 6 for y. Y equals 6. And I'm going to use that and plug this in up to here into this one so I can figure out what x is. X equals negative 3 times y, but now I know y is 6, plus 10. So x is negative 18 plus 10. X is negative 8. And y is 6. Okay. Let's see. Y is the same thing as negative 3x minus 10. So I'm going to take out y and plug in negative 3x minus 10. But I have to copy everything else the same. Negative x minus 8 times all of that equals 11. So I use my parentheses. Now this, you might mess up the negatives here. Negative x. Now we have negative 8 times negative 3x is positive 24x. And negative 8 times negative 10 is positive 80. You got to remember the sign. You got to remember this negative when you're multiplying. All right. So negative x plus 24x plus 80 equals 11. Negative 1x plus 24x is 23x. I'm going to move this 80 over here and make it negative 80. So 11 on the positive, 80 on the negative equals negative 69. Divide by 23. 69 divided by 23 is 3. X equals 3. But I see this one negative in my division problem, so this makes this negative. x equals -3, and I can plug that back into here to figure out what y is, because y equals -3 times whatever x is, so -3 times x is -3 also, times -3 minus 10. We have +9 minus 10, y equals -1. Okay, and I could have said y equals down here. Okay, last one on the front. Let's see. 5x minus 9y equals 33, and we know exactly what x is equal to. X is equal to -y minus 1. So I'm going to take this x out and make it -y minus 1, but I got to use my parentheses, and I still have to multiply by -5 in front. Minus 9y equals 33. All right, -5 times -y is +5y. -5 times -1 is +5. So I'm done with my parentheses. Minus 9y equals 33. Let's see, 5y minus 9y, they're on the same side. 5 for the positive, 9 for the negative means the negative wins by 4 people. So -4y plus 5 equals 33. I'm going to move the 5 over and make it -5. Let's see, -4y equals positive 28. Divide by -4. Y equals 28 divided by 4 is 7, and I see this one negative in there. One negative makes this negative. Y equals -7. I'm going to use that to write here. You might mess this one up. All right, so x is equal to -y minus 1. So x is equal to negative, and the y becomes -7. So this is another one that has a negative. So a -7 is x equals +7 minus 1. X equals 6. All right, so there's all the front side.